It's not right. It's not right. So I get really angry when stuff like this happens. And look, I'll say this too. I started off the show saying it, and I'll say it again. I did believe that the officer involved in the Eric Garner killing should have been indicted. That's my opinion. There are people who disagree with me, and that's fine. The Ferguson thing, I did not think that Darren Wilson should have been indicted based on the evidence that I saw. But you don't kill someone to make a point. Demonstrate all you want. Yell, scream, say whatever you want. Don't kill anyone. Don't hurt anyone. Don't destroy anything. Don't take anything. Simple as that. I believe Matt Kibbe wrote a book, from FreedomWorks, wrote a book saying, stop killing people or stop hurting people and taking their stuff. You don't do that sort of thing. It's wrong. And people need to communicate that it's wrong a lot better than they have been. That includes me. That includes anybody else who's listening. That includes anybody on the streets protesting. I mean, look at Michael Brown's parents. They were telling people not to violently protest. I think it was a stepdad, not so much, but the other ones, yeah, or an uncle or something. But the other ones, they were saying, don't violently protest. Just stuff like this makes me angry. We have a big show tonight. We have a really big show tonight. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we'll have Mike Miller from The Right Mics, which you can hear on Vigilant Liberty Radio, Monday through Friday, at, going to look at the handy-dandy schedule to make sure I get the time right, 2 p.m. Eastern. He'll be on. And then next hour, I am looking forward to this. Next hour, both Gary Eaton and Jason Pye are going to be on. Both Gary Eaton and Jason Pye are going to be on. I'm looking forward to that. So this is Saturday Night Cigar Lounge. I'm your host, Taylor Millard. When we come back, let's talk about some solutions for a little bit. So we'll do that right after this here on Vigilant Liberty Radio.
This is the Pint-Sized Pundit, and I am here to tell you that anything Taylor says on Saturday Night Cigar Lounge is his opinion and his opinion only. He does not speak for his employer, his employer's employer, or anyone else. He especially doesn't speak for Liz unless she says so.
Coming soon to Vigilant Liberty Radio. The Edge of Anarchy. Mondays on VLR.
When you talk, your grease A progressive woman once told me that if she was my wife, she'd poison my coffee. I told her if I was her husband, I'd drink it. This is Alan Bordius, host of Their Finest Hour, Monday nights here on Vigilant Liberty Radio.
Hi, this is Jason Dibbler, co-host of Q with a View, heard every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on FTR Radio. Right now, FTR needs your help in making the jump into the 21st century through some long-needed equipment upgrades. This is where you, the great and loyal listeners of Great Conservative Talk Radio, can really lend a hand. Visit GoFundMe.com/helpupgradeFTR right now. Your assistance, no matter how small, will help to ensure that FTR can continue to offer some of the best conservative radio on the interwebs. Your donation of $50 gets you up to 60 seconds of airtime on FTR radio 4 times. For $100, your ad will run 10 times, or if you don't want to run an ad, you can have 30 minutes of FTR airtime to talk about anything you want. There are other thank yous for other levels of giving as well, but those are some pretty great offers. We hope you'll consider making a small donation to help keep quality conservative talk radio alive and thriving on the internet. Visit GoFundMe.com/helpupgradeFTR today. Thank you.
Hi, this is Jonah Goldberg from National Review, and you're listening to Vigilant Liberty Radio.
Back here on Saturday Night Cigar Lounge, here on Vigilant Liberty Radio. Shorter segment here because we will have Mike Miller from the Right Mics coming in. Looking forward to that conversation. Brian in the chat room, which you can join at vigilantlibertyradio.us/chat. You will be asked to log in. All you have to do is put in a username. Unless you have a Ustream account, then go ahead and put in your username and password. You do that, you get in. So I'd like to thank Boston Randy, Brian, Prairie Dog, Templeton the Rap, the Alaskan, Vicky, and, oh, hi, Miss Ruth. Miss Ruth is there as well. Somebody was asking the question about, Brian was asking the question about whether or not he had shot, whether Ishmael Brinsley had shot his a girlfriend in Maryland. There are conflicting information. But according to the New York Daily News, he did shoot his girlfriend early on Saturday morning in Owings Mill, Maryland, about 15 miles from Baltimore. She is expected to survive, a family member say. And that's what we know. She's expected to live, so there's some good news. There is the good news, is that she is expected to live. But, so no, it is not a hoax. She's alive, which is good news. But, it's not a hoax. Now, at the exact same time, what are the solutions to this? What are the solutions to this? Well, first things first is, if you're going to protest, you really do need to say to the people who you are going to be protesting with, You need to make sure that they know that not to do anything violent. Can you solve everything? No. All right, there are going to be you're going to have some people who don't listen. At the same time, though, if you're going to be organized and you are going to demonstrate, you need to be able to make sure that the people know, the people who are there know that it is supposed to be non-violent. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with yelling and screaming your head off. Nothing wrong at all. Protest all you want. Ask for a redress of grievances all you want. You don't loot. You don't hurt anyone. You don't kill anyone. You don't steal anything. Thank you, Vicky. You can only scream and yell for so long before you lose your voice. Thank you, Vicky. I needed somebody to say something lighter there. She is right. But, at the same time, there are ways to fix this that doesn't involve violence. I don't care what people say. There's a way to do it. And it is up for the people who are going to be involved in these protests, in these discussions, in these whatever it is, demonstrations, you've got to have control over them. I wish Felicia Cravens were here because I would love to have a discussion with her about being an organizer in the Harris or the Greater Houston Tea Party. I'd love to have a discussion with her about that and how they kind of kept an eye on everything. I'd love that. Because I think that what they did was a lot different than what some of the occupiers did. I'm saying some, a lot, most. And certainly a lot more than what the people who are protesting the grand jury decisions are doing. Brian asked what all the screaming is it for a valid argument? From the beginning, I said with New York, yes, I think it is